This is the tale of a great witch who was cursed to become a giant white chicken with shimmering feathers and glowing blue eyes. To break her curse, only a pure-hearted wizard from a long line of powerful sorcerers must find her and free her from her prison. But before he can do any of that, he has to find the courage to get out of bed. This is Henry Pottel, and his alarm clock is 5 minutes late as usual. He quickly throws on his robe and runs to the kitchens for breakfast. Today is a special day. All the students are whispering about the upcoming Triwizard Tournament, where young wizards from all over the realm will come together to compete in duels of daring, wit and wizardry. Henry finishes his porridge and runs to class. His Transfiguration professor, the stern yet fair Professor McGonagall, is already waiting for them at the front of the class. Today, she says, we will be learning the levitation charm. Henry raises his hand eagerly, but he can't help but notice the curious looks of his classmates. They all seem to know something he doesn't. Why? Before class, they had been laughing and making jokes about the Triwizard Tournament. And now they were all acting so strange. Just then, a small slip of parchment flies through the window and lands at Henry's feet. It's a note from one of his best friends, the mischievous but loyal Finnegan. Meet me in the library after class. It's urgent, it says. As soon as class is over, Henry runs to the Forbidden Library. The higher-ups at Hogwarts don't want their students reading these ancient books, not because they're dangerous, but because most students don't have the brains to understand what's written in them. Henry finds Finnegan in the restricted section. What's up? He asks. Do you know about the prophecy? Finnegan whispers urgently. The one from the Oracle of Delphi. She just gave me this message for you. He hands Henry another note, which reads, A feathered guardian, ancient one lies, deep slumbering beneath a dragon's spine, scales of gold, claws of might, feathers of light. Only a Pottel with a pure heart can break the curse and set things right. Henry's mind races. Could there really be a great witch trapped somewhere, waiting for him to save her? If so, he wants to help, but he also knows he could get himself into a lot of trouble. Just then, Professor Flitwick appears behind them. Looking for something, Pottel? He asks. Henry quickly hides the notes. No, sir, he says innocently. Professor Flitwick smiles knowingly, but doesn't press the issue further. Instead, he offers Henry a chance to join the school's dueling club, where young wizards can learn how to fight against dark wizards with spells and swordplay. Henry hesitates, but he knows he must prepare if he is going to find the feathered guardian and break her curse. That afternoon, Henry practices spells in the dueling club. As the sun sets, he feels ready. He sneaks out of bed, grabs his wand, and heads out into the night. His first stop is the Oracle of Delphi, who gave him the prophecy. She's hiding in the basement of Hogsmeade, surrounded by bubbling cauldrons and piles of dusty scrolls. Thank you for coming, she rasps. I sense great danger ahead, but I believe you can overcome it. She hands Henry a small vial filled with a shimmering blue liquid. This will help guide you to the feathered guardian. Be careful, though, for many seek her power for themselves. Henry thanks the oracle and sets off into the night. His journey takes him across floating castles, through dark forests filled with snarling wolves, and past crumbling statues that seem to come alive in the moonlight. Finally, he reaches a towering mountain shrouded in mist and legend. This must be the dragon's spine mentioned in the prophecy. But where can he find the entrance to its lair? Suddenly, he hears a loud roar. A giant green dragon swoops down from the sky and lands in front of him. Its eyes flash dangerously. Is this the guardian of the mountain? What does it want? Thinking quickly, Henry pulls out the vial of shimmering liquid and offers it to the dragon. The dragon sniffs it cautiously and then takes it from Henry's outstretched hand. It looks at him curiously, and then suddenly it becomes smaller, shrinking until it's no bigger than a kitten. What kind of magic is this? Henry asks, amazed. The dragon nuzzles up against him, purring loudly. Take me to your leader, he whispers. I want to see the headmaster. Henry carries the dragon to the headmaster's office. Albus Dumbledore greets them warmly, but his smile fades when he sees the dragon. "Ah yes, the last of the ancient dragons," he says sadly. "How did you manage to tame it, Henry?" Henry tells Dumbledore about his journey and shows him the prophecy scroll. The Feathered Guardian," Dumbledore says thoughtfully. "I believe I know where you can find her, but it's a dangerous place and I'm afraid you'll need more help." He introduces Henry to three of his old friends, the brave and noble Sir Cadogan, the wise and witty Madame Pomfrey, and the strong and silent Hagrid. Together, they make a formidable team. "Let's go find this Feathered Guardian," says Sir Cadogan, and they set off on their quest. They travel for days until they finally reach their destination, a ruined temple deep in the Whisperwood. "This is it," Henry says, his voice trembling with excitement. He can feel the presence of the Feathered Guardian deep within the temple. But as they step inside, they're met by a horde of dark wizards. "So you've come to steal the Feathered Guardian for me?" says a tall, handsome wizard with a cruel smile. It's too late. He raises his staff and a bolt of dark magic shoots towards Henry. Quickly, Henry pulls out his wand and deflects the spell. "Who are you?" he asks. "I am Lord Voldemort," the man says coldly. "And soon the Feathered Guardian will be mine." The battle rages and Henry and his friends fight bravely. But Voldemort is too powerful. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, Henry remembers the dragon. He calls out to it, and the dragon swoops down from the sky, breathing fire and smoke. Voldemort's forces are scattered, and the coast is clear. Henry and his friends rush to the center of the temple where they find a giant magical egg. This must be where the Feathered Guardian is trapped. But how can they break the curse? Suddenly, Hagrid steps forward. "I think I can help," he says. He picks up the egg and places it on a nearby pedestal. Then he begins to chant in a deep voice. The egg glows brightly and a crack appears on its surface. "Be careful," Dumbledore warns. The power of the Feathered Guardian is great. The crack widens and a majestic white chicken steps out. It looks at Henry and lets out a loud squawk. "The prophecy said a Pottel would break my curse and set things right," the chicken says. "But I didn't expect it to be you." She looks down at her feathered form and sighs. "I was once a great witch, but I was cursed by dark sorcery to become this. 4 years I've been trapped in this egg, waiting for someone to free me. But I never thought it would be you, Henry." Voldemort appears behind them, his eyes flashing with anger. "You won't get away with this," he growls. "The Feathered Guardian's power will be mine." He raises his staff and fires a blast of magic at Henry. But before he can touch Henry, the Feathered Guardian steps in front of him. "Now, you won't hurt him," she says, her voice echoing with power. "For I am the Feathered Guardian, and I am your equal." An epic battle ensues. Spells and curses fly back and forth, shaking the very foundations of the temple. Just when it seems like Voldemort will overpower the Feathered Guardian, Henry steps forward. He remembers the love and courage his parents had shown him when he was just a baby. With newfound determination, he raises his wand and fires a blast of magic at Voldemort. "Now, you won't hurt her," he says, his voice echoing with power. "For I am Henry Pottel, and I am your equal." Voldemort is stunned by Henry's power, and before he can react, the Feathered Guardian swoops down and pecks him on the head. "It's over, Voldemort," she says. "You're defeated." With that, Voldemort's reign of terror comes to an end, and the land is once again free from darkness. In the aftermath, the Feathered Guardian is freed from her curse and returns to her true form, a beautiful witch with long flowing hair and kind eyes. She thanks Henry for his bravery and tells him that he has a bright future ahead of him. As the sun rises, Henry and his friends return to Hogwarts. He may not have been the greatest wizard of all time, but he knew he had the courage to face any challenge that came his way, and that was all that mattered.